Okay, so when we left off with the good excuse, we had set up the UI so that we had all of the questions in on this page. Now, one thing that I didn't notice last time that you might want to make sure that you take care of is that the text boxes have a default where it says hint, and it just says like hint for label 2 and so on. You might want to get rid of those, or you can give more information about what they're supposed to fill in there, and it'll show up in the text box area. Another thing that I did was I took the labels for each of the names and I specified a height to give a little bit more space between the rows of words and the text boxes. So I just made each one of the labels 5%. So you might want to look at that and see if you want to increase the height there just to give yourself a little bit more space. Okay, so we're going to look at the code so that we can see how we're supposed to code this. If we look at the design requirements, so they wanted us to be able to enter the name of the person who's being excused. Now they wanted us to do the submit button, but we know that we're going to take all the information all at once. The class that they're going to miss, the reason they'll miss class, and the conditions upon which they'll return. And then they're going to see the filled in note after all the information has been entered. And it should make a story that makes sense. And then there should be a reset button. So we've set up the reset button. And then there's a choice for different types of stories to fill in, or where we can pick. Now we don't have that set up just yet. You could do a checkbox for that, or you could do a button click for whichever story you want to choose. But we're going to skip over that part just for right now. So all we're really going to do is we're going to set up it taking the information for the 4 pieces of information that they need and turn it into the filled in excuse, and then set up the reset button. Okay, so when you go to your blocks, I deleted, there was a block here that said set the name label text to enter the name. I deleted that one already because that changes where it says what is your name, it automatically changes it to enter the name instead. So I deleted that one already. So we don't actually need the screen 1 initialize because we're not going to do anything special with that. So we can throw that one away. So we've got, we also don't need this question number because that was for when we were going to do the way that they had set it. So we're gonna keep the paragraph display. We're gonna throw away this name label one. We're gonna keep the set name, and we're gonna throw away the question. And we're gonna keep this one. And we're going to throw away the if then there, okay? Okay, so before we go on, let's make sure that we get all of our variables set up. So we've got name, and we need class, period. Okay, then we're going to do reason. And then we need return date. Okay, and we can just duplicate this because they're all going to start blank. Okay. So we've got name, we've got class period, reason, and return date. So when they click the submit button, we want to set the name to whatever text is in name. And then let's just duplicate this because that'll just make it easier and we can just change all the variables and labels. Okay, so set global class period to class period text. Then we're going to do set global reason to reason text. And then duplicate set global return date to return date text. Okay, so that's set up. Okay, we actually don't need that. Let's set up our all of our variables. Okay, now we need to make our paragraph. So we need to make a paragraph that makes sense. So we're going to, we got our join, please excuse name, but we're going to need to add some more puzzle piece parts. So let's see here. We're going to add a couple more. That'll probably be enough for now. Maybe one more. Okay. We'll close that for now. Okay, so please excuse global name. Now we need, we're going to use the word from. And then we're going to get class period. Let's do period. Okay. Then we'll take out they will, oops. Oops, miss class because and we need to add some more. Okay, we're gonna need to add at least reason and then the return date and probably a couple more. Okay, that's probably enough. Okay. Okay, now we're going to get the reason. Okay, please excuse name from class period. They will miss class because reason. Let's duplicate the period. Let's say they will return to class on. Let's see, let's add a period and then like sincerely your the name. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we're gonna do period and then let's do sincerely global name. Okay. All right, so that's going to set up the paragraph. All right, now we want to set up the reset button. All right, so let's go to reset button. We do reset button, and we want to do, let's just duplicate, set global name to we'll do blank, and we'll just duplicate this. Okay, and then reason, duplicate, then return date. Okay, and then let's do paragraph display, set paragraph display text to duplicate. Okay, so that should clear out the paragraph, and it should clear out all the variables. So that should be pretty much it. Now the thing is that it's not the sentences that you're going to come up with, it may not make a very clear sentence. So you might need to fiddle with how you write this. Maybe you might need to change up, or maybe give, if you go back to the designer where the hints are, you can write out a hint of like how they should format it. So like first and last name, or, you know, write out the name of your period and so on. That might help you to make your paragraph make a little bit more sense. Okay, now the final thing you're going to need to do is where it talks about the entry screen or display that allows the user to pick from at least 2 stories, and we'll do that on another video.